So for $59.99, supposedly this little plastic box is going to allow me to remote start my Tahoe from an unlimited range with nothing more than just a cell phone and an internet connection. Is it gonna work? Is it gonna be free? Let's find out. All right, so this video is kind of unplanned. I completely forgot I ordered this thing, but today we're gonna test it out. So I wanna say like a few years ago by now, maybe a year ago, I installed a remote starter in the Tahoe. I have two parts to that video. I'm gonna link them at the top of the screen as well as down in the description if you wanna go check it out. And basically when I bought that remote starter, reading through the instructions, it said that with an added on dongle, you can supposedly just plug this thing in and be able to remote start this thing from anywhere through the app, as long as you have, a cell phone, internet connection, and that dongle connected. Now, I don't know if there's a subscription fee, nothing like that. And to my knowledge, the part that I actually bought is discontinued, so I don't even know if this freaking thing's gonna work. But let me show you what I picked up. All right, so first of all, the free myth is apparently busted. I just did a quick Google search, and apparently looking at just reviews on Amazon where I bought this thing, a couple people said there is like a $35 subscription or activation fee once the free trial runs out. Is that monthly? Is that yearly? Is it one time? I don't know. We'll get into those details once I actually make an account and see what this is going to cost. But anyway, I think last winter or maybe the winter before that, I installed a remote starter in my Tahoe here. Now, for anybody who's new to the channel, this is my 2004 Chevy Tahoe Z71, and I'm kind of in the middle of a build on it. So if you're interested in this kind of content, these GM trucks and SUVs, I definitely recommend checking my playlist at the top of the screen. You could get all caught up and you'll see exactly what we're dealing with. So winter's right around the corner. I'm getting ready to do some undercoating on this thing, which is probably gonna be the next video. But I figured I might as well start with this because apparently it's just a plug and play unit. We plug it into the remote starter that I installed and make a subscription, and it's supposed to work and allow me to start this thing from pretty much anywhere as long as I have a cell phone signal. Now this one in particular is the Drone Mobile DR3400. It is an add-on dongle or module for my CompuStar remote starter. I'm going to put the exact model of the one I installed up on the top of the screen. I don't know if it's still available, if it's discontinued or not, because they kind of update these things frequently. And this one actually might be discontinued, this add-on module. I found it through Amazon for $59. It is still available if you want to pick one up and you have the same remote starter I have. However, if I go on Drone Mobile's site, you can't order it directly from them. You need to go through their little find an installer thing, and it'll link you to like a bunch of local places where you can apparently buy this from. However, if I go through Best Buy, which is where I got the remote starter from, it comes up as discontinued or no longer available. So I don't know if this is actually discontinued, if they just have some supply left on Amazon. So I already took those two 7mm bolts out that are down there, and then the top of this is just clipped in. And you can see in this rat's nest here, my remote starter, I kind of shoved it right in here. All right, so if you can see that right on the back here, it says drone 4-pin gray. So that 4-pin black connector is apparently gonna plug right into there. So I'm just gonna stick this thing right up in here. Let's plug it into the dongle itself. I don't see any lights or anything. So I don't see any lights or anything. I don't know what to think about that. Let's go to the app and see if it's going to detect it now. All right, it doesn't work. I went to Drone site, put the serial number in, and it says effective June 2021, the DR3400 can no longer be activated due to some BS by AT&T, and I need to use one of these modules instead. Are they going to be compatible with my remote starter? I don't know. I'm going to go track them down, see how much they're going to cost, get my hands on one, and then we'll continue this. So for $149.99, this slightly larger device is supposed to be able to jumpstart my Tahoe from any range with just a cell phone and internet connection. Is it going to work? For $149.99, this stupid thing better be able to wash my Thanksgiving, man. It's just like just about a week away. So yes, the next day I ran out to Best Buy and they did have the X1 Max. This is the one that, or one of the models that Drone Mobile recommended on their website when I tried to activate this piece of crap that's apparently no longer supported. And yeah, it cost $200 at Best Buy. Crutchfield had it for $149. Best Buy matched it, whatever, so it cost me $161 after tax. And I probably could have just went out and got a new remote starter, got a Viper. It probably would have the GPS, you know, function built into it. It probably would have cost me the same as what this costs, and it would have been a remote starter, everything all together. But I'm a little too lazy to pull the current remote starter out and do it. I'd rather just tack this dongle on, spend the extra money, and hope it works. Is it probably going to be obsolete in like a year or two and not support internet function like this one? It's a high possibility. Okay, so pretty much the same deal as the other one. We're just going to connect it into the gray connector. Connect one end into the overpriced box. Other end's gonna go into this gray connector. Remember, this was labeled as the drone port on this little diagram. All right, just like that, it's powered up. I put the serial number in and this website recognized it. We're already connected, we're already powered up. So let's hit next. All right, now it wants all my information. All right, it's trying to connect to it now. Let's see what happens. All right, it is the next day once again. I got everything installed, everything's working, and where that last clip cut where I was trying to sync the device to the phone, what happened was in the driveway, for some reason, I had no service. The module itself has an AT&T SIM card in it, and that's where it gets the signal from the phone to remote start it, whatever. And yeah, it just wasn't connecting. It kept saying failed, restart unit, restart unit. So I drove around while doing that syncing procedure, and then it picked it up, it registered it, everything's working. I got everything tucked away. All the panels are back on. So let's close this thing up. I'll give you guys a little rundown on the functions, and then we'll get into the cost of the different plans. So before we go and give Tahiti a test start, let me show you what's in the Drone Mobile app. So right here we have our basic controls. We've got lock, unlock, start and stop. Depending on your vehicle, what it supports, you can add different things here, like you'll have a trunk release, stuff like that. These are just your basic controls for the vehicle. Coming over here to home, it gives us a hell of a lot more stuff than I thought it was going to. So right away, to me, I think it's worth the $150 price tag for the add-on module plus the subscription fee. But just taking a look here right away, you see we have a battery monitor, so it's going to tell you the health of the underhood battery. It gives you the status of the vehicle. So right now the engine is off, the doors are locked, and then it's also going to tell you if the alarm is armed and if you left a door open. Right up here, we have our vehicle information, so you can set a vehicle name, the information, 2004 Chevy Tahoe, give it a little profile picture, and then you can add different driver profiles. Scrolling down here, we also have the temperature inside the vehicle. So if you set the heat on, you remote start it, you can monitor the temperature in the vehicle before you go out. If it's a cold day, you want it to get nice and warm in there, it is going to tell you that, which is pretty cool. I guess the little, the module has a temperature sensor built into it. Coming down here, it's going to show us our signal strength that the remote starter is receiving through AT&T's network. Right now you can see it's high because we are not at the house. And then scrolling down a little more, we have maintenance reminder. So you can set a maintenance interval here. I put mine in for 5,000 miles for like a tire rotation. And then as you drive, the mileage goes down. It will send you a notification when you do hit that 5,000 miles. And then lastly, we have vehicle tracking. So this thing has a GPS tracker. It's going to tell you where the vehicle is, and it's essentially a universal OnStar system. You have the ability to control the vehicle, start it up, turn it off, unlock the doors. You can see where the vehicle's at, and this does come with an added subscription cost. I'm probably not gonna go for this just because I already have a service for GPS tracking, but you can do it through this remote start add-on, and it's only a few more dollars a month. And then with this tracking package, you can also set like a bunch of different parameters. So if you have your kids driving this thing, you could set a speed warning. So once it sees the speed go over a certain amount, it's going to send you a notification. You can actually set a barrier. So if you don't want your kids driving off, well, we're on Staten Island here, so let's just say Staten Island to Jersey or something, you could set a, with your finger, just set a parameter of where you don't want their vehicle to cross that boundary. And if they leave the island or pass that boundary, it's going to set you notification. So it does have a lot of friggin' features that I didn't know it was going to have. But going over here to the basic stuff, let's see how the remote starter works. So right away, you're going to want to come in here, and you do need to hold this down. So you can see it doesn't work right away. You need to hold it down for a couple of seconds to make sure you don't accidentally start it. Just like that, practically instantaneous. And you can see we have a 35-minute runtime. I set it on the higher end, and before you can use another function, you need to wait about 15 seconds. So now we should be able to turn it off. Just like that. And I think the coolest thing about this, which didn't even occur to me until yesterday, I normally don't carry a spare key with me, so just having this control on the phone, so for instance, unlock, if I lock my key in the car, I could just unlock it with the phone. And you'll see with the alarm disarmed and the vehicle unlocked, the app is showing us the door is open and the vehicle is unlocked. Now, I know I said this is gonna work from across the world, and obviously there's no reason why it shouldn't. As long as you have a cell phone signal at the vehicle and on your phone, it's going to work. Now, I don't have the time to fly across the world, so all I'm going to do to test out the range is look at that, it still works. And another feature is that this thing does support Siri and whatever Android uses, Google Voice. So you can essentially just say, hey Siri, start my Tahoe.
Ready to do it.
Do it.
Okay, done. Tahiti successfully executed start.
Just like that. Did it cost $59.99? No. Is the subscription free? No. Did it cost $150? Yes. And it's totally worth it. I mean, if you want the features like I wanted, just the fact that even if it didn't have the remote start, the fact that you can unlock it just by the phone if you forgot a key or something, or if you leave something in the vehicle and you're not home and you're miles away and your family needs something out of it, you could just go boop, unlock it from anywhere. That's freaking awesome. You can remote start it from anywhere, and you have the added GPS tracking, the battery monitor, the maintenance stuff. Incredible device, and I definitely recommend it. Now, it's going to take a little time. I've only been using it for like a day and a half now, so as I use it and I see if I have problems where the vehicle doesn't want to start, if it's in like a certain bad service area, because AT&T can be pretty spotty, I'm gonna have to keep you guys updated on that. But right now, I'm just looking at the different plans they offer, because I know you guys are probably wondering what this is going to cost. It's actually not that bad. Their cheapest plan is the basic, and that costs $5.99 a month. That's going to give you basic start and stop. It's going to tell you the internal vehicle temperature, and it's going to give you the ability to, you know, unlock it, tell you if you left the door open, all the basic stuff basically. And that's going to cost $5.99 a month, which is an absolute steal to me, because if you were going to just get a SIM card from your service provider, I don't have AT&T, but if I was going to get a SIM card for LTE and put it like in the dash cam, there's no way in hell it's going to cost $5.99 a month. So that's a great deal. One up from that is going to be the premium subscription. That's going to be $11.99 a month, and that's going to give you the GPS tracking as well as the maintenance. So it's going to track the vehicle, and you can set maintenance reminder and stuff like that. So I think that's going to be the best bang for your buck if you do need or want the GPS kind of OnStar low jack tracking in addition to all the other stuff. And then from there, it just kind of gets ridiculous. There's like other features like breadcrumbing. The geofence is unlimited apparently, so if you want to set a little parameter for your kids not to go out of. With the Premium Plus membership, you get unlimited areas or whatever, and then with the premium you only get a certain amount, up to 10 or up to 4, and then from there it just goes to like ultimate, which is kind of ridiculous. It's $50 a month, and they add some other stuff on there, diagnostic trouble codes, so you can actually read trouble codes from the vehicle. Once again, I don't know if this vehicle is going to support it because it might be too old, but if you want to go for $49.99 a month or $539 for the year and your vehicle supports it, you can essentially do that. So as always, I'm gonna link this thing down in the description, as well as the remote starter I use. So remember, this isn't gonna work unless you have the remote starter installed. Once again, I have the CM-DC3 by CompuStar. I'm gonna link that one down below, as well as this unit. But yeah, as this build continues, this was just kind of like a last minute thing that I threw in here that gives it features of a modern vehicle. And I'm excited to kind of continue on with the build and add some more modern amenities. But for now, that's gonna do it for this video. I'll see you guys in a few days. Hey Siri, start my Tahoe.
Ready to do it.
Do it.
Okay, done. Tahiti successfully executed start.
Oh yeah, look at that.